brothers and sisters, put your hands together for Apocalypse.
Peace. Here we go. Another day from the desk of Apocalypse. Dog Cigars Entertainment. With a quick word of reflection. You know, I've been thinking about something all through the night and all this morning from this beautiful book right here. Lost Found Muslim lesson number 1, question and answer number 8 reads, why does the devil keep our people why does the devil keep our people apart from his social equality? Answer, because he does not want us to know how filthy he is and all his affairs. He is afraid because when we learn about him, we will run him from among us. Socialist means to advocate a society of men or groups of men for one common cause. Equality means to be equal in everything. You know, I'm reflecting on something that was said to us that one day the devil will be entertaining us in our living rooms. You know, I'm thinking and I'm reflecting on certain things that I've looked into and I've studied for myself, and also have learned from others about how things used to be. The Honorable Louis Farrakhan I mentioned a few days ago in a lecture called The Way We Were to the Believers in '07, he talked about some of those things, you know, and just in our reflection, if we would be honest, prior to, even though segregation is looked at a certain way, you know what I'm saying? And there's a difference between segregation and separation. You know what I mean? The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan did a lecture called Separation or Death. You know, let's ponder that. I mean, you know, let's look into that a little bit, just a little bit, because one of the things about that time prior to the Supreme Court decision, Brown versus Board of Education, you know what I'm saying? If you look at our community, you'll see something a little different from what we see today in terms of the camaraderie, in terms of how we related one to the other in our communities. You know what I'm saying? And so, and then when you look at what we were able to accomplish, and, you know, in a society where we knew that all we had to depend on was Allah and ourselves. Now, an interesting thing about these times, if we study the history, you know, people were flooding into the nation of Islam, the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, which promotes do for self, which promotes we need a land of our own. Land is the basis of freedom, you know, which promotes, man, I saw a post on Facebook the other day that said growing your own food is like printing your own money. You know what I'm saying? So, and then if we look at where we are today and we look at what's in front of us in terms of the time and what must be done, you know, we are resisting it, but we're being pushed towards, forced towards having to go back to a time where we have to rely on God and ourselves. We have to rely on the land to feed us. We have to rely on the pooling of our resources. We have to rely on the pooling of our, and resources is more than money. It's time, it's talent, it's, a good spirit, good energy. We have to feed. We come to that point, man, where we have to feed one another with the right energy. Now, those of us who have a little experience of such a time back in the day, that there were things that were unheard of in our community during segregation. There were things that were unheard of. Wasn't no talking back to your parents. You know what I'm saying? Some of the filthy things that we are known for today, in fact, some of the filthy things that we're put out front in today, that was unheard of in the black community. You know what I'm saying? And just reflect on it. Just think about those kinds of things. But the devil realized that, hey, if we don't figure out how to draw them close, because we're from them, we've been taken out of them so that they can deal with that aspect of themselves, to remove it from themselves, to create an upright, civilized society. But that's not us. And if we continue to allow them to do that among themselves, then we're done. You understand what I'm saying? So we have to figure out a way to get into their minds, to kind of get them to fall in love with the side of themselves that they really are born to put in check, to eliminate, so that they could be upright and totally submissive to the God, right? So we got to pull them close. We got to pull them close. We got to gradually drip, 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 drip on them, to drip, 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 drip on the pleasure center, the limbic system of their brain, and have them to ignore the rest of their brain, so that we can get them caught up in emotion, caught up in lust, caught up in anger, caught up in fear, caught up in all of these things, you know what I mean, that will keep us away from that aspect, the powerful aspect of our minds that knows that ye are all God's children of the Most High God. So they gradually pulled us close, gradually made us say, oh, it's okay to talk back to my parents. It's okay to do this filth or that filthy thing in the public. You know what I mean? So, hey, just something to consider. Just something to consider. Just something to consider. All right? That's our word today. For the Deaths of Apocalypse. That's a big subject that could be talked about for a long time in a lot of different ways. So, hey, that's our word today. Deaths of Apocalypse. Enjoy your day. If you're in Chicago, we need your support at the Foodie Spot, 7350 South Stony Island Avenue. Come on, dude. Show us some love. Peace.